Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is a video I've been looking forward to for just over a week. About a week ago, like it was last Friday or so, Mythic Legion, Four Horseman, they sent out their email saying they were having a new Figura Obscura, which last year was a Christmas one. It was Krampus. And this one was, as you can see in front of me, the Headless Horseman. You've no doubt by now seen pictures of it online, but I don't really do a lot of Mythic Legions reviews. I don't really do a lot of reviews outside Black Series anymore. So I just kind of wanted to, I don't want to review it, but maybe unbox it. Because this gorgeous artwork here. I don't know. Let's get the plastic off here. I just got it today, and really until an hour or so ago, it was sitting inside of the shipper box just because I had work, I had stuff going on today. I couldn't just open it up. Yeah. So this is where the plastic gets a little hard here. So we're gonna, there we go, help it along. All right, and I can see already. Just like last year's Figura Obscura, the box has like a magnet backdrop that you can get. So that is really neat. I like that. So you can kind of have a little backdrop, and it holds onto here via magnet. And then this is what we have. Look at this. So this was $120. I did not, they didn't tell you what it was before it went up for sale. At least they didn't tell me. It wasn't any of the emails. Basically, the emails went out saying, hey, this is a thing that's happening. Wake up to, well, for me, I had to wake up at 6 a.m. And I did it so in the midst of having COVID, which was not fun on a Saturday morning. But I knew from the previous year, Krampus sold out real fast. And they did it twice. So there was one at 6 in the morning my time, which was 9 o'clock in the morning East Coast time. And they had one at like 8 p.m. at night East Coast, but 5 p.m. here in California. So I wanted to be first. I wanted to make sure I got it, so I don't have to like worry all day about not getting it. It turns out it didn't really matter because it was actually in stock for a long time. In fact, I don't think the first run really ran out of stock. I think this took it down in preparation for the night's kind of second run. And then that was up for a long time. So I'm just gonna kind of pop this open here. This is going to be my second horse that I've gotten from Four Horseman Mythic Legions. I'm going to turn the camera here. I have Arethyr back here, and I brought him over. I took him off my shelf so I can kind of compare them. I wanted to give a little comparison. I also have Krampus back there so we can compare him as well, but he's not going to be a direct comparison. Mostly just, he's just there because he was last year's version of this. So here we have, oh, look at this. Okay. We got a lot of stuff here just in the, so we have the horse, obviously. We've got the Headless Horseman. He comes with two heads. We have a regular pumpkin head and then an on fire pumpkin head. We have whatever this is. I'm not entirely sure. We got a couple different hands, some fisty hands. He's got some open hands and, sea grip hands for swords. And then he's got, looks like another open hand. And this one right here actually has a ball joint on the bottom so that you could put the hand on and then the head right on there. So you have to worry about it breaking off or falling off, so it's there. I have heard that when you put it on here, it's really hard to get off. So we'll keep our eye on that. We have an alternate mane for this to go on this horse here. That's awesome. Can't wait to kind of mess around with that. And then in the back we have a cape, looks like, and his sword. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna cut any of these. I'm actually we're going to try to just gently untwist. They're just twisty ties, so you don't have to go anything crazy, but I might speed this up. Okay, all right. So that took a lot longer than I thought it would. So rather than speed forward or whatever, I'm just cutting to here. I've got everything out. We're gonna take a look at it here. I have kind of gone through the headless horseman himself, because sometimes figures can come from, well, really from any factory, but specifically from Four Horsemen, and their joints can be a little stiff or frozen. And I wanted to make sure that didn't happen on video. I was gonna loosen them up with some heat, but turns out didn't have to, because it's fine. So first, let's take a look at the figure itself. This is exactly how it comes out of the box here. He's interesting. I like the look. Like I like the parts they've used, because one of the things about Four Horsemen, Mythic Legions, is they sculpt parts and then they just reuse them to hell. And that's kind of one of the fun things about it, is you can pretty much take this guy apart and sort of kit bash your own figures very, very easily. The whole line is pretty modular. There's a ball joint at the waist. Obviously, all the ball joint and the neck can come off. Like the arms, the wrists, all of this stuff can very easily come off. The legs, you can. I think you can even do like the shins and the feet and stuff, because they sell alternate feet. So there's a lot of great stuff you can do. I love the jerkin here. A lot of great paint apps on all the little dots. Love the belt. Love the pouches. Love the paint and like all the little details going into the gloves. There we go. That's the word here I was looking for. It does look like he's got a little spot here. Don't know if it's for the sword, but I think the sword can definitely kind of go in there, but it doesn't look great. I know. I think the spot right here on the saddle is for the sword, at least according to the pictures. So you can kind of do that, and that's mostly what that's for. But we'll get into that in a bit. I don't want to get too much into the sword right now. So we have the pumpkin head here, and I don't mind that it's a pumpkin head instead of like a real head, like in the the Sleepy Hollow movie with the Christopher Walken head and stuff like that. But I do think he kind of looks like, at first I was like, oh, he looks like Jack Skeleton, but that's not who he reminds me of. He reminds me more of, I think it's still Jack, but from Return to Oz, that the scarecrow looking thing from that. Is that supposed to be Scarecrow? No, because I think his name was Jack too. I don't know. That's kind of what he reminds me of here. Is more Return to Oz type Jack. We obviously have a cape here. Not obviously, we do have a cape, and it looks like it just, unlike some of their other capes, we have to like get holes to line up. It looks like it just kind of goes on. So let's go ahead and pop this off. So the head ball joint just pops off. Now, I did figure out what one of the other pieces is for. So this neck piece pops off, obviously, because you don't want just this hanging out like if he doesn't have it. That doesn't look good. But what you can do is put this little piece into here and just make it look like he doesn't have anything there. But I'm gonna take that off. And if you can't get it back off, the whole thing comes up. Like it's a little peg right there. So it's very easy. Like I said, the figure's very modular, and I have a bunch of pieces, a bunch of figures from them that have collars like this. And if I wanted to, if I wanted to have, instead of this high collar, I could have spiky collars, because I've had a bunch of them that come with this stuff. So what I want to kind of do here is figure out how that goes around. It looks like it just kind of goes around like this. I want to put the little ascot over the chain. Now, the chain is real, like it's a real metal chain, which is nice. So we have that. We'll put this back in there, and then so we could put the regular head back on, or we can put the on fire head back on. I have to push that in more. There we go. There we are. So now we have him with his on fire head. Look at that. Ooh, that looks really good. I love the sculpting on the fire, how it comes out of the eyes, and kind of like a Ghost Rider kind of thing. Speaking of Ghost Rider, that campaign, am I right? That poor campaign. Anyways, so the cape itself is wired on the sides, which is really, really cool. Mythic Legions, Four Horsemen, they've been experimenting more with soft goods. And one of the nice things about them is they don't spare any expense sometimes, but that's kind of what makes this pricey. I mean, this was $120 just for reference what that $120 means, because I mean that's a lot, but is it a lot compared to other Mythic Legions? And Arethyr behind him with the wings and the on fire. Oops, hit my camera. With the wings and the and you know what? Let's even say the horse there. That whole thing I think like $100 maybe. I'm pretty sure the horse was 60 and Arethyr was like, I think he was like 45, maybe 40. No, I think it's 45. So it's like 100, 110, somewhere around there. So he wasn't, I mean, he was expensive, but he wasn't as expensive as this. And he came with, I would say, pretty much just as many things. Maybe not quite, but a lot of stuff. So that's kind of, this is what he looks like here with the cape. It's a nice cape. He's got a sea grip or a cuppy hand on here. So if you want to put his sword in his hand, and then he has kind of an open hand here. And then, like I said, we do have a couple different hands. So we have a fist hand here. If you want to, there we go. We have a fisty hand here. Oh no, it's a sword grip hand actually too. Oh, what's this? Why does it come with two sword grip hands? That's kind of weird because it's like the exact same hand. I don't know. Maybe this one's for the reins, actually. This one might be for the reins, because one of my problems with Arethyr back there is he's only very loosely gripping the reins, and maybe this one's a little tighter. Maybe that's for the reins. Anyways, he has another kind of loose gripped hand for gesturing. It's basically a mirror of this one. So if you want to have that, you can. He's got another smaller one. Maybe this one is for the sword then. And you can have a sword in either hand if you want to. So we can just kind of, the hand's a little, it's moldable, it's pliable. So you have to worry about like breaking it or anything. One of the things about the last Figura Obscura, there we go. So you can kind of hold it like that. The tail for Krampus, and I'll bring Krampus out in a bit to kind of show him off. The tail for Krampus was very fragile, and they're like, heat it up or else we'll break it. And eventually they sold some of the tails by themselves. Anyways, and then we have this head. So you can have this on here. And I put it on like that because I wanted to see how easy it is to get off. I've heard it could be kind of a pain. It wasn't too bad. Like it's not the best, but it's not too hard. So you can have him holding his head with that and not having to worry about, if it's going to fall out or not. So there's that. So we have different hands. Let's put him aside here. And let's take a look at his horse. Now, I don't think his horse has a name. I mean, it might in the stories, I guess, but does it say on here? Sometimes there's lore. What does it say on here? The Hessian and his rider. Jack-o'-lantern he often uses. Yeah, I don't see that it has a name. And I honestly don't know enough about horseman lore to know if it has that, but it doesn't really matter. So anyways, we have this face. Now, the other horse I have also shares the same face. So I don't know if they have a non-crazed horse face look, But all of the stuff is removable. Like the bridle here is removable. It looks like the saddle is removable. Like it's definitely like a separate piece on there. So I would hope it's removable. That just popped right off. So and again, it's kind of supposed to. It's not broken. It's there's little stirrups here, like so. The legs aren't great, but they're not bad. So the front just kind of move forwards and backwards here. I'm gonna refocus the camera. They don't have any kind of out side to side, which sucks. They do kind of, oop, almost, there we go. I didn't check the horse's, if it had any frozen joints, but so far it looks okay. So it swivels, you know, it's got a lot of joints here. The back ones do have a bit of an in and out, so you can, if you want to, I've seen people I've seen people balance it like this. I don't know if I can or not, on its hind legs. I'd have to look at pictures and make sure you're like, am I doing it right? You have to worry about weight distribution, things like that. But I have seen it. But what would have been nice is if they had some kind of like hole here, and like a stand, so you can just prop it up. You know, if you want to have it. It's just a very weighty horse is the problem. It's a very weighty horse. It's very, there's a lot of plastic here. It doesn't feel hollow at all. Not a sleepy hollow, not a regular hollow. So it's got a lot of articulation, a lot of great details and whatnot. As you can see, they're basically the same horse. Just the color is different. Even like down here, it's all like it's painted to look like fire, but it's just the same sculpting on the fur, I guess. He does have a removable mane, so let's go ahead and do that. So this is like the regular kind of down mane. It should just, yep, it just pops right off. So if you want to have it looking in a little bit more of an like an action-y pose, let's see, it's just got a bunch of little divots and things right there. I want to make sure. Yeah, it definitely goes that way. All right, let's see here. There we go. And then that is the exact same mane that he has here. So it's not different. It's just painted differently. And it doesn't want to stay down, that's for sure. There we go. That's better. So if you want him looking more like he's kind of galloping or whatever, you can have that on there instead of the laid down mane. And I kind of like that, but I might do the laid down mane just to have something different, I suppose. What I want to do, I didn't show Krampus off last year. So this is the Krampus that he came with, a lot of stuff. Oop, the Headless Horseman just fell over. That's okay. So he came with like this little basket. In the basket, he came with like things like, I guess I don't have anything in there, but he came with hands and skulls. I got some of the skulls in the back. I'm not going to reach them. The basket's for naughty children. He's got the little bundle of sticks. He's got these bells on. He's got this crazy, super long tongue. They did do a run of a red one. I got the original black one because that was the in-stock one. The red one, I think the pre-orders are long gone on it. But that one should be coming out sometime this Christmas. And I do not care about having the same thing just in a different color. But I 100% wanted to get a Headless Horseman because of course I did. Look at this. His articulation, if you ever had any one of these, the articulation is pretty standard. There's ball joints everywhere. His arms come out here. We got a swivel here. Elbows pretty good. He's got a swivel at the back, actually both at the base of this, the hand, and the actual wrist and hand itself. Because again, all of this stuff is removable. Like if you have any other figures, hold on, let me. Oh, come on. There it goes. If you have any other figures if you want to, not have them having gauntleted hands or gloved hands like this, you can swap the hands out yourself. You can use them all. They're pretty all standard. Like this little jerking piece down here is separate, removable. Belt's removable. All this stuff is pretty much removable. So you can customize it. You can keep it yourself, however you want to do it. What I would definitely be doing is I will be taking all this stuff off for display, for sure. I will be putting that on there. I will be anyway. We'll take this off. We're definitely going to have the on fire head. We're going to pop that on. I do have a couple of little plates of plastic there. Paint or plastic or something. There we go. So we'll have that. We'll pop that. Right in there. That's definitely how I will be displaying. Oop. I might have to do a little kiki fix loose joint. The head is heavy and the wrist is a little weak. But some kiki will probably fix that up if I want to keep it a little more, maybe not permanent, but like putting kiki on and taking the hand on and off a lot will kind of wear the kiki out, so it's kind of pointless doing that. But it also just kind of, like, it's not a big deal, just balancing it. But I think I'll keep this hand like this because I want it holding the reins here. Now, getting the horseman on the reins can be kind of a tricky situation. At least I remember Arethyr was a real pain in the butt getting them on here. Let me back the camera up so you can kind of see a little bit better what's going on. So we got the stirrups here. Those kind of go around the foot like so. We will so I don't know if you ever played World of Warcraft, but every year World of Warcraft does like a Hallow's End event. I played World of Warcraft for ages. There we go. And every time I look at this guy, I just hear that voice in my head where he's like flying around on his flying on fire horse and saying his rhymes and the ha 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 or whatever that he does. It's kind of a classic villain in World of Warcraft. There we go. That actually wasn't nearly as hard to get him on as Arethyr was, but I think Arethyr's wings and was like his pauldrons and stuff kind of made him really hard. What I kind of wanted to do actually was maybe get the Headless Horseman on the on fire horse just to kind of see what that would look like, because you have the fire, give him the fire blade, you have a whole fire thing. But no, I like the red and the red, the black and the black. This definitely works out better on there. I do like this. I think it was worth the money. For me, this was $120 well spent. I absolutely love it. Yeah, and you have the sword in this. You can put it here. You can put it here. You could probably even put it through this loop right here. So you can kind of do whatever you want, which is kind of what's nice about these is there's no rule book. You don't have to do anything. If you want to not have the cape on, if you don't want the sword, if you want, You know, it's yours. It's yours. They let you do whatever you want with it. I like that. I'm trying to get his cape in a position to look like it's blowing back. There we go. The problem is I don't have room on my shelf for this. This is gorgeous though. I absolutely love this. I love the detail here on the neck. I'm gonna take my camera off the tripod here. Let's take a look. Let's just take a look. Take a look at that. Ooh. Oh yeah. I love the armor. You can see some paint flecks down there. I don't know what, I think it's from the horse. I know they kind of have problems with that. Let's look at Aerith here while we're at it. Why not? The fire is removable on his sword. It isn't on his head. Again, physically the same horse, but different paint job and a different. These horns are part of the headpiece. They're not part of the horse. But yeah, I love this. I've also got a couple things coming here. I've got a centaur coming, and I've got a moose coming, and I can't wait to get that. I went a little ham on these. Being a grown man collecting fun horse dolls, why not? It just kind of goes with the rest of my toy collection. But I don't even know where I'm going to put these because they're gorgeous, but they're a lot. For sure, they are a lot. But yeah, that's all I've got. Let me know down in the downstairs area. Did you get this? Did you know about it? Did you pass on it? Did I make you wish you got it? I love to read and respond to the comments when I can. And with that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.